starting. Oh, now I think we're actually live here. Hey!
Hello, how are you? Welcome.
Thanks for tuning in to the live webcast here on YouTube. I love this technology that we're able to come to people live from the comfort of our own homes.
It's awesome!
It is indeed. So thank you for whether you're watching it live or you're watching the replay later, we do thank you for tuning into this because it is called 3 Ways to Add More Joy and Creativity to Your Life.
3. Now, of course, we know there are more, but, you know, we only have so long.
That's right. We're going to do our best to keep this to like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're actually going to do a song later. We're going to kind of end things with an original song that's very apropos for the topic here. But a lot of you that know us know that Pookie and I have been together for close to 9 years. It'll be 9 years at the end of the year. And I like to think that in our own unique way, we are each playful and passionate and creative and fun-loving in all that, but in our own unique ways. There's not only one way to do these things, and so we're going to share with you. Actually, starting last month, we started collaborating on some live workshops, and we did a teleclass to sort of give you some inspiration on how you can add more joy, playfulness, creativity to your own life. It's important, right?
It is important, and it's fun, and I'm really excited to be doing this live with Bob. You know, this is kind of like my first workshop, my first webinar. It's so awesome. So I'm so happy that you joined with us so that we can share what we want, you know, just how to be happy and how to have fun and infuse joy in your life.
Now, we do want to mention something early on here. Is a lot of you know, whether I'm not sure where you're watching us from, but we both live in St. Louis, Missouri. I've actually born and raised here. I've lived here my entire life. Pookie's lived here for much of her life, and as you may know, there is a little suburb, a municipality in the here in the area that has been in the news a lot lately, Ferguson. So we just want to mention that we're about 10 miles away, actually, from where all that activity is taking place. But we're safe. You know, most of the city is just fine. It's just it's getting a lot of attention in that one few block area where, unfortunately, the tragedy took place, and it's got a lot of people out expressing their opinions. And so we just wanted to mention that, and actually just ask you to continue to pray for the St. Louis area, that peace will prevail, and it's a very complicated issue, and you know, we just wanted to acknowledge it.
Yeah, so hold the highest light for our city and for a healing to take place within our nation. And even in this moment right now, I do have friends of mine that are down there in peaceful protest. And so if you could just hold them in your heart and just pray that safety be around them as we're moving through really rebirthing for our community in a new way. So I appreciate all of that.
Absolutely. So it may seem kind of odd timing to be doing something, you know, on playfulness and creativity and fun and all of that, but actually this was set in motion weeks ago before this. But actually, the more I think about it, the more I think we actually need to lighten up, especially in times of turmoil. Not that we're turning our back on those types of issues and other things happening in our lives and in our world, but it's important to stay positive and to stay upbeat. And so actually, I think it might be a better time than ever to be spreading this kind of message.
I think so too. Absolutely, absolutely.
Right. And even without turmoil or whatever happening in your life, being more fun, creative in your life is just a good thing overall, because as adults in particular, I think we get sucked into the routine of normal life, and whether you have a job or a family or whatever it is, I think sometimes we get stuck in these ruts and we realize, wow, when's the last time I really laughed? Or when's the last time I picked up the paintbrush or the guitar and did something that was really, you know, fulfilled my soul? And I think a lot of us, when you think about it, realize we deny ourselves that pleasure too often. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. And it's really important to play. You know, it's really important because we are so multitasking in this nation. I mean, we have a to-do list that just goes on forever. And when do we put on that to-do list, take time out for ourselves? You know, take time out to have fun, to enjoy ourselves, to do something that really, truly delights us, you know, just us personally. And so, it's something to think about and something that we hope to bring your attention to through the next half hour or so. Just ways that you might be able to infuse more fun, joy, creativity into your life, how you might be able to release yourself and kind of get liberated and allow that aspect of you that's within you that wants to have fun and express itself in the world in a really unique way, because that's what we've come to do. And I think that it'll kind of lighten up your heart a little bit, and you'll be able to move through difficult times or even what's happening in our country right now. It's important that we have balance in our life. And so it's good. Having fun is good. Being joyful is fun.
Right.
And finding joy in all of those moments is really important.
Preach it, sister. Absolutely. And there was I was reading. There was some expert that we know. I was referencing soft topics versus hard topics. I guess hard topics would be things like your finances and your health, and maybe things that were like there was like a tangible payoff. That's why whether they're books or workshops or whatever. And so you might immediately think that this whole having fun, being creative, is a soft topic. It's like something I'll get around to when I have a chance. But I really believe, especially when you think about the personal, the health, how it affects your mind, your body, and your soul, having fun, being creative, these are things that actually have positive physiological positive impact. They make you healthier, which is
immune system is strengthened.
Right. Yeah.
That's right.
And you have to have a better attitude to attack, or not attack, but to approach all the other things in your life. Like, been way too militaristic lately. I'm sorry.
And your outlook on life is better. When you have more joy and you're infusing more fun into your life, your outlook in your life is better. And so there's so many benefits to actually having fun and laughing and enjoying yourself.
So we don't take this as some kind of a frivolous thing that we're just doing to as a little sideshow or whatever.
No, it's really important.
This is important work for you. And so, and a lot of people have who know us, come to us and they say, I've often mentioned that Pookie, when she walks into a room, likely it lights up and people look at her and go, wow, she's got some kind of energy. Look at that girl laugh, and it's like, I want to know what she's on or whatever. And so through these workshops, we did a teleclass recently. We're sort of giving you peeks into what makes us tick, the operating system underneath all of this. But more importantly, it's about how you can apply these principles to your own life. And so, yeah, we're doing this live workshop. I want to mention, if you're watching live on YouTube, you do have the ability to leave a comment, and I believe I'm pointing in the right direction. During the live broadcast, the comments will be over to this side of the video, and we encourage you right now to go ahead and just say hi. It helps if you're logged into your Google account. That way your name will show there. But let us know that you're on the line and post something. I got a computer over to the side here. I'll just be checking periodically. And then after, if you're watching the replay, those comments will then be below the video. So depending on when you're watching it, they may move around. But we want to, so we're covering these 3 ways, and we would really encourage you. There's going to be a little bit of homework here, and so we really encourage you to get a paper and a pen or a digital device, however you want to capture your ideas, because we're going to ask you 3 questions along the way here and give you a little action step with each question. And we really want to apply these things to your life, right?
They're really important. Very, very, very important questions.
Have we made the point that they're important?
Yes.
So I'm going to just refresh the page here.
There's something magical about when we record something, and even more magical when we write it down. Like, there's a process that happens when we convey a thought through our body and it goes out through our hand and we write it down on a piece of paper. I cannot tell you the number of times that I have found a piece of paper that I'd written on years ago, and there was a list of things that I had listed as goals or things that I wanted to accomplish, and amazed, just absolutely amazed at how many of those items on that list actually came true. So I think that there's some real validity in taking the time to commit it to paper or commit it to a document, maybe on your iPad or on your notepad or something like that. Because there's something, I don't know, it's like magical. There's something that happens when we actually record it, we write it down, and it just seems to allow it to come to us in an easier way.
Well, writing it on a piece of paper or even on a digital device is the first step to making that thought, that thing is just an idea in your head, become a reality. And so it's like the first little step. I'm here. I just want to make this note. I hear thunder.
Lots of it.
outside, and so keep your fingers crossed that we're not going to lose power, because I'm pretty sure that would shut down. So just in case we go out, it's all good. I just want to let them know, though. We'll be fine. So we got three questions. Get that pen out, get that paper out. Just don't sit passively and watch this. And the 3 questions related to this joy and creativity thing that we're talking about. So the first question is, what makes you laugh? Like that.
Oh my goodness!
It's barely
raining outside like crazy right now.
Thunder makes Pookie laugh.
I think there are cats and dogs that are coming from the sky. What makes me laugh? Well, animals make me laugh. I love, playing with puppies and kittens and other things that make me laugh. Listening to good stories, and you have a good storyteller telling you a great story that's really funny. That's really enjoyable. I love laughing with friends. And how about being on a roller coaster? For some reason, when I'm on a roller coaster, I really laugh a lot. And you know what? Being scared to death makes me laugh. When I'm really, 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 really scared, like singing or something like that, as soon as I'm done, I go and I just laugh for forever.
She does. It's nervous laughter. Yes. I don't know if I'd put yourself in those positions just to make yourself laugh, but it is. That's what. So my list is much different. And roller coasters didn't even come to mind during this part. Like for me, it's like going on YouTube and watching clips from Whose Line Is It Anyway? That improv comedy show. Reading the fake news articles on The Onion just cracks me up. Watching The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. I'm just sharing some of mine. Yours are going to be different. Even watching Seinfeld reruns. I mean, you can never go wrong with those classic characters. And even performing improv, which is something I've been teaching lately and performing more and more. And so, what is it for you? Is it a certain watching a TV show, watching a movie? There's more thunder. They may not be able to hear it, but we can.
Oh, you know what else makes me laugh? When you're on an airplane and like you're getting ready for takeoff, and like you get that turbulence, and your plane just kind of dumps like that, and that's when like people grab the sides of their chairs and they're like, oh. That's when I really laugh out loud.
It's a little sadistic, but hey, if it works for you, I'm not sure how you can recreate that.
I don't know. Well, it's the same kind of feeling that you have when you're on a swing.
Yeah.
Like that it makes my tummy jump or something. So that makes me laugh.
I think you mentioned friends. There's certain friends that you hang out with that when you're with them, you generally will always go to, you just crack each other up. So what we did, really make a list for yourself. What makes you laugh? Make a list. Just start writing those things down. And what's like something that's almost guaranteed to make you laugh? Is it a show? Is it an actor, a comedian, a friend, playing games, like with your family or whatever, some of those silly
How about
games?
Being silly?
Yeah.
Being silly, like that one program where you can twist your face like that, or you can make your face twice as big, or
And what's the one? What's the one app? I was just talking to my daughter about this the other day, where you.
How about Jib Jab? That makes me laugh.
But you put your iPhone or whatever on your forehead, and words appear, and then the people in the room, it's like charades, and they have to tell you, they have to act out what the word is, and they're being videotaped by the app at the same time, and you all watch it later, and hilarity ensues. So we're kind of giving you like some prompts here to help you figure out what makes you laugh. So write those things down, all right? So then, this is what we're going to do for each of these 3 questions that we're going to ask you. Look at something on that list. What's something easy that you can accomplish and actually act on in the next couple of days, or maybe in the next couple of weeks? And here's the most important part: put it on your calendar. Just don't keep it in your head or on the piece of paper and, yeah, that'd be fun to do when I get around to it. Because guess what? Getting around to it probably won't ever happen. But the things you actually place on your calendar and give it the same importance as, doctor's appointments, getting the car. I just went and had my driver's license renewed today. That I have reminders on my to-do list. Maybe I didn't put it on the calendar, but I had it on a tickler system of some kind to get it done because it was important. So give it the same importance as picking the kids up from the school, and just other important appointment-based things. And say on Friday of this week, I am going to watch that show or get together with that friend or play that game, or look up that YouTube video clip with the sole purpose of having fun and giving yourself a little break, right?
Yeah. Hey, even better yet, tell somebody what you're doing. like have like some sort of accountability that could really help you.
Mhm.
And then maybe you could have somebody, maybe you could inspire them to create something fun that they can do for themselves as well.
Yeah, actually, and having doing this with other people and having a group energy associated with it is very important. In fact, we've got something that we're going to tell you about in a little bit that starts September 2nd. That's a little more long-term immersion in this very thing that we're talking about. So hold on for that. Go ahead and ask them the next question. I'm just going to check real quick here.
Okay, so the next question is, what gets your creative juices running? Like, what gets you like flowing in creativity? Some things for me, like when I'm painting music, very inspiring music will allow my creativity to flow through my paintbrush, and the intensity of the music will also like inspire me in ways to paint my painting or whatever. So that's kind of like one idea of how I allow creativity to flow through me.
So the question is, what gets your creative juices flowing? So the real obvious way that happens is with something that's arts related. So for me, and I'm just like, I have been, I say cursed in a fun-loving way. It's a burden that I carry with me, but I love so many different creative things, and I've done it all my life. But one is writing. I actually love writing. That's how I make a living as an author. I love painting. In fact, we're in the basement of our home, and this is one of the spots where we do a lot of artwork. This table right behind me, actually, you might see some brushes in the background. There are canvases on the wall back there, and so painting is one of them. I love performing music, acting in plays, doing the improv thing that I mentioned earlier. So what is that thing for you? I mean, go ahead and think about the creative arts. Are you into photography? Are you into some other art form? Write that down on your list. What gets your creative juices flowing? And then if you're not particularly maybe in a creative field, there's still other ways besides the arts that your creative juices will get flowing. Like, what gets you thinking creatively? Like, have you ever thought of like or remember a time in your life when you were faced with a challenge or you had a deadline to meet? I know you mentioned that these are the things that get your how did you fix something when you didn't have the proper tools, like MacGyver or something with a paperclip or whatever. When you it's not just arts related, right?
No. Like some things that get my creative juices flowing is like when I focus on maybe a vision or something that I want to create or my purpose, and as soon as I focus on that, all of a sudden like my mind starts moving in these really creative ideas of what I can manifest or what it is that I can do. And so that's always a lot of fun. It's kind of like I tap into this vein of creativity, and I have a lot of really creative ideas. And so I love the way that creativity is so present in my life because I get to be creative in all kinds of ways. Right.
But the aspect of this that I probably do want to emphasize the most is that sort of artistic bent. So I think a lot of people have interest in either music or writing or visual art of some kind, but they've always downplayed it in their lives. I got to focus on the job. I got to raise my family. I got too many other responsibilities. It always takes the back burner. So but there's something in your soul that's not being fed, and so this is how you live an empowered life, is by feeding that at least every now and then. So guess what? If hopefully you've been writing these things down, what gets your creative juices flowing? Pick something off the list, and guess what?
Write it down.
Well, they've written it down, and now they got
put it on the calendar.
there you go.
Tell a friend.
Write it down on the calendar. Tell a friend. Tell a group of people. And involve a group of people. I know you're very much like a social person. Like you like when you engage in projects, you like it to involve other people
all the time.
Yeah, where I'm more comfortable. I'm comfortable writing by myself or doing art by myself. I also need the social and the stage and the audience and all that for other aspects. But she would, I think, go nuts if she had to sit by herself.
I don't like it.
And do that. So it's different for everyone. But whatever that thing is that gets your creative juices flowing, write it down, pick something off the list, and take one thing and add it to the calendar over the next week. Actually, the next couple of days would be even better. When can you fit that into your schedule to feed that creative, longing that you have inside of you? So we're doing great. And so, yes, get your creative juices flowing. So the next question is,
question number 3. what brings you joy and fulfillment? So joy is like that delight that you have, like delighted to do something, something that brings you immense pleasure. And so when I think of that, I think about, I love hanging out with people that I care for. I love being in community. I love being out and about around people. I love doing like free hugs days, where I get a bunch of people and we go out to the park and we just give away hugs all day long. Those are things that just really delight me. I love community. So being out and about in a really social environment is some of the stuff that brings me the most joy in my life. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, for sure. How about you, Bob?
And I know a lot of these things they do overlap. Like you could say, what brings you joy? And you could say, well, I like to do the art or to play music, and that is true. But we actually made this a separate third category because there are some things that won't necessarily make you laugh. They're not necessarily creative per se in nature, although I think all of life is creative actually. But they're things that bring you joy and fulfillment. I also use words like things where you feel like you make a difference, or you connect with someone. You might not be laughing hilariously, and it may not be painting a picture, but it's doing something that just fills your heart with satisfaction, with meaning, okay? And that's important too, to have a purpose and a meaning. And, wow, I did something good today, whether it was, cleaning up a street or whatever, doing some sort of a neighborhood project, volunteering your time, or just connecting with a relative or a friend. Did we skip it? We made a little list here just so we can make sure and cover everything. Did you mention hugging trees?
Oh, hugging trees gives me intense joy. And if you've hugged a tree, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't hugged a tree, go out and do it, because there's something magical. I don't know. There's something, I personally feel like trees are our wisdom keepers. And so when I embrace a tree, I can infuse this ancient wisdom, this earth energy into my being. I can feel it entering into my heart space, and I can just feel the energy of the tree and the life of the tree. And so I love hugging trees. So,
in fact, just the general topic of getting out in nature, connecting with nature, or traveling.
Absolutely.
That's actually a great example of something that not necessarily is making you laugh, not necessarily in a creative endeavor, but it's joyful and fulfilling. And so that's why we had this separate third category. And so we've been giving you a lot of examples here. Have you been writing these down?
Putting them on your calendar?
That's right. Well, yes. In fact, that is the next step. After you made this list, look it over, pick one thing that is doable. It doesn't have to be like a grand thing. Like, you don't have to plan a whole vacation. It's going to happen 6 months from now. Can you take a break and go to the park or whatever on a day when it's not raining or thundering over the next few days? So put it on your calendar.
Absolutely.
All right. And so again, let's go over these 3 questions. What makes you laugh? Make that list. What is guaranteed to make you laugh? It could be a thing like a show. It could be some live event. It could be a friend, a group of people that you get together with.
Steve Martin.
Yep, Steve Martin. Robin Williams, certainly. He inspired a lot of laughter throughout his life. But there are all sorts of people. Yeah, who tickles your funny bone, or what tickles your funny bone? Make that list and then plan something related to it on the calendar within the next week or the next couple of days or so, even better. What gets your creative juices flowing? What arts-related thing? What gets your mind, your creatively thinking? Make a list. Pick one thing off of it that you can do within the next week or less. Put it on the calendar. Okay, and finally, what brings you joy and fulfillment? Something that necessarily didn't go in the other the categories, that has meaning, that just fills you with a sense of satisfaction. Make that list. Pick something off it and
put it on the calendar.
Okay.
I have another suggestion for the laugh thing, which is maybe kind of obvious, but maybe not so. Have you ever thought about laughing yoga? That's an opportunity for you to laugh for a long time, and laughing yoga will make you laugh.
Right. We actually did that in late July. We did a live workshop here in St. Louis. We had like a nice small group of people there, and so we were able to, in a live setting, we were able to do a lot more than we are in a live YouTube webcast or a teleclass. And we had, maybe you've done this before, but we have everybody in a circle at this point, or do we have them sitting? It doesn't matter, but we all just forced ourselves at first to laugh. Just everyone in the room started purposely going, go ahead and do it. Just give me an example. Woo! Oh my God. You get her going. So imagine you have like 15. Oh my God. So you start off. She doesn't even mind just being recorded right now. So I had no idea this was going to happen. I should have known, though. All right, settle down, dear. Settle down. Take a deep breath. So, well, you see what happens when there's two people, where two or more are gathered laughing, I believe, then hilarity ensues. So we had a group of like 20 to 15 or 20 people all doing that. And it becomes contagious. It's kind of like yawning, you know. Everybody's like laughing because everyone's laughing. It's very, and everybody at the end felt just incredibly good.
Incredibly good. Did you know that in the 1960s there was a tribe in Africa, I think it was, or somewhere. I'm not exactly sure. However, there was a school, and all these schoolgirls, it started off, they had a laughing epidemic, and you can actually look it up on the internet, and you can learn more about it. And it was so incredible because it ended up lasting like a total of 18 months. It ended up jumping from one island to another island. They had to close down the schools because it only seemed to affect young people. It didn't affect the adults, but it affected like the whole class, all the kids in the school. Yeah. And one island sued the other island that started the laughter. It was just insane, but you know, so it's so funny. So laughing is good for you. Oh, what I want to tell you about laughter is that you massage all of the organs in your body when you laugh. So when you're laughing, you're like massaging all of your organs. So it's really, really healthy for you. So not only is it fun and does it inspire good feelings and your immune system, but it also massages all these organs. It's kind of hard to get to any other way.
That's right. So a lot of benefits to laughter, people.
Do it.
So here's, we want to tell you a couple of more things, and we're going to head into the stretch here, even though we're actually doing pretty good on time here. But so we had this workshop. We did this live workshop with a group of people. It was a one-time event.
It was so much fun.
And that night we actually did a live teleclass. So we had some people on the telephone. So it was an audio version of it with people on their phones and such. It was we couldn't do quite as much as we did in the live setting, but it was still a lot of fun. We shared a lot of.
It was awesome.
Yeah, a lot of ideas. We even did this laughing thing on the telephone.
We did some weird stuff.
Yes. We can do that. And now we're doing this live YouTube live webinar. We may do another one of these, but I'm sure that whether if you've ever attended a workshop or some sort of event, you've read a book and you get inspired. You go, wow, this is a good idea. I need to do this incorporate this into my life. Then you go. The next day you kind of forget about it. You go back to the routine. And so sometimes to be able to incorporate things into your life, it takes a little bit more than just reading something or being on a webinar for 45 minutes or whatever. And so realizing that, we actually have plans in September, starting September 2nd, to do a 4-week program. It's called How to Live a More Playful, Passionate, and Creative Life.
Yes.
And so this is just a taste of the kind of stuff that we're going to cover. It's going to be a whole month of immersing yourself in this concept to hopefully by the end of that 30-day period you have developed new habits. You've created new passages in your brain that will get you to start living that way instead of just forcing yourself to make a list and put it on the calendar in a very surface way. So we want this to be like a lasting thing, right?
Absolutely, transformative. So allowing you to have ways to engage in play and to and ignite your passion and inspire your creativity and create such an environment as it becomes a part of who you are now. That expression of yourself in the world is something that you see as so vital and so important to your own personal happiness and the realization of your creative, passionate dreams. So so it's really I really do believe that we should play more, that we should have more fun, and I think that we don't take enough time out to do that. So in September, we invite you to join us for this 4-week experience. It's really going to be an experience where you get to dive in deep and really get to know yourself on a new level, on maybe something, an aspect of you that has been long lost or that you've forgotten about, or maybe an aspect of you that you would love to reignite or to allow your passion to be infused into your life in a new way. So we have some awesome ideas. We're keeping them kind of secret right now. However, we have some amazing ideas for what those 4 weeks are going to look like, and
we can give you a little taste of what that program will entail. But I just want to reinforce what you were just saying. To me, I think you probably heard this phrase, set point. When it relates to our attitudes, our perspectives, our view of the world, how we behave. I think everybody has sort of a set point that they have come to, which is basically their normal mode of operating. And it's so ingrained from years of going through the motions and having, this is the way I am in the world. I'm either the studious person, or I'm the serious person, or I'm the crazy person, or whatever. So we have this set point for who we are. And when we read a book or we go to like a one-day workshop or watch a webinar, we go, wow, that would be cool to move my set point to here instead of where I am now. But without reinforcement, you always go back to that set point. And so that's why it takes a little effort to reset or to move that set point to a different place, to where to be able to truly be fun-loving, creative on a regular basis, like that's the way that you think and you operate in the world, so that you get these health benefits and you show up with a better attitude and you have more tools to be able to take on the challenges of life and enjoy the good stuff. You almost need to do a little bit of work to get yourself there. So that's why in 30 days is probably the minimum amount of time to really immerse yourself in something to form those new habits. And so starting September 2nd, it's going to be a 4-week program. Every week's going to have a different theme. One week is going to be like arts and creativity related stuff. Another one is going to be fun, laughter. It's going to be one with some movement-related things. So at the beginning of each week, you will get a welcome video from Pookie and I, sort of introducing the topic or the slant of that week. You also get a PDF file that will include a number of suggested exercises and activities that you should engage in that week related to that topic, right? Yeah. And so that's what we're keeping a little bit of secret here. But it's going to be fun stuff. It's doable stuff. You'll be able to incorporate it into your already existing schedule. We won't make it too taxing. Then we will pair you up with a passion partner. I guess, is that what we're calling them? Passion partner. Yeah, this is somebody else taking the 4-week program with you that you will connect with from anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week. And there'll be the person you'll be encouraging each other and just connecting and reporting your progress. And believe me, I've been doing these online classes for years now, and when I added this partner aspect to it, it just took things to a whole nother level. And you've even taken some of those classes and had accountability partners. Yep. It really is. It allows you to really have a deep experience, when you have someone that you're sharing it with, and then you're connecting with that person, on a weekly basis and sharing your ideas. You also get to
brainstorm together. Like if you get stuck on something, or sometimes I'll have some inspiring words for you as you're moving through some things, because our creative aspect of our being isn't always the easiest thing that shows up. It's not the first thing that shows up. Sometimes it needs to be coaxed a little, and maybe just cultivated a little bit, maybe inspired, So that's what your passion partner will do for you, and they'll be someone that you can share the journey with. And you never know, you could create a lifelong friend from the experience. Just yeah, and we've seen it happen many times before, where people that we put together as partners, they just become friends forever. It's great.
And collaborated on things, and
all kinds of stuff.
But it's really cool to see those connections. In addition to the one-on-one partner, there's also going to be a private Facebook group where everyone taking the 4-week program will get will be able to be an exclusive forum for everyone to communicate, to introduce themselves, to report their progress. So again, we're trying to get that group energy going. It's a place where everybody knows your name, and you'll get a lot of encouragement and be inspired by the activities of other people. Maybe if you do things that you can take a photo of something you created, or a little video or something of some activity that you did, post it there on that private Facebook group and share your activities. Again, it just fuels you to get that inspiration and that energy from a group of people who are on the same journey as you. You're not alone in this. And then we're going to be interacting in that forum, of course, sure, all the time. In addition to that, there'll be weekly live either calls or webcasts. So probably 3. We're going to have a total of 5 of these things. 3 of them will be telephone based, so you'll be able to call in, and we can hear each other's voices and kind of report progress. Just talk to everybody about their successes going through this, and maybe any questions they have, any struggles,
challenges,
and how to overcome them. We'll share our perspectives on them, and then twice we will also have a webcast similar to this one, where we'll be coming to you with video and watching comments and all that, and taking your questions ahead of time, and answering things. We kind of mix it up. One week it'll be phone audio based, next week it'll be video based, like this, and that kind of sums up. And if you're in St. Louis, we will probably throw in 2 or 3 in-person events or get-togethers or activities that we can get together and laugh or play.
We'll all go out and hug trees together.
There you go.
I don't know. But if you are in St. Louis, we will do something together. Give you opportunities to get together and to share this experience. Yeah. And even if you're not in St. Louis, if you wanted to take one of the exercises and get a group of your friends together and go and do it, we would highly encourage that. You could start to infuse some fun into your friends' lives as well.
Take photos, take videos, share them with us, and so it's all about. But it's all about immersing yourself and moving that set point to a place where it's going to be more empowering for your life. Again, this is not just sharing out the ways that we're creative and playful, but how can you take these principles and apply them to your life so that you have more of a sense of meaning and fun, and instead of the routine and dragging yourself through life, which we've all been there and done that one time or another. That's right. So this is our way that we can help them. All the better. All right, cool. I'm still hearing a little bit of a hint of thunder, but we've stayed on the air.
Yay! All right.
And so we're gonna actually close here with a song. It's an original song, and let's just talk a little bit about the power of music. And actually, this is one way that you can sort of also move your set point is singing or listening to songs with positive lyrics.
Yes.
And all that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So Bob and I direct Gateway to Agape Choir. And it's a choir that's dedicated to expressing love in the world through the power of song. And so in the last 6 years of leading this beautiful group of people in music, we've been inspired to write some of our own. And so this is actually one of the songs that has been written in, I guess, maybe the last year or so, and I do believe that Bob actually penned this one. So.
Yeah, and it was, and it's a very simple song. It's a sing-along. And one thing I've realized, I've been a songwriter for decades now, and I used to sing typical, rock and roll pop songs about love and partying and all kinds of stuff. But over the last 10 years, I've been probably almost exclusively been writing music with more of an upbeat message, and just from a lyrical standpoint, when you're on the stage and singing to a group of people, you think that maybe you need to be singing to them, you are wonderful, you are great, and all that. But when a song is a sing-along song, we make them I statements, and we purposely, as a songwriter, at least I purposely do that. When I know this is going to be a sing-along song, I want people to say, I am doing something, I feel this way, I feel that way. And this song is a great example of that. If you sing it to yourself with these I statements, I think you might just find that you're humming this when you least expect it. It's coloring the way that you maybe view the world, and so if it serves that purpose for you, all the best. And we're actually working in the studio, recording some of these original songs, including this one, and maybe by the fall hopefully we'll have an album out.
So I invite you to sing along with us, and it's really kind of easy. You can figure the words out pretty easily, and this can be like kind of maybe your first experiment with living a more playful, passionate, and creative life. And just allow yourself to sing and sing out loud, and don't really concern yourself with whether or not anyone can hear you or how you sound. Just allow your heart to open up to the words and what's being expressed.
Express your joy.
The intention here. So,
all right, here it goes.
I'm just going to start us off.
I am opening up to the good. I am opening up to the good. I am opening up to the good. To the good that is my life. Joy. I am opening up to the joy. I am opening up to the joy. I am opening up to the joy. To the joy that is my life. Peace. I am opening up to the peace. I am opening up to the peace. I am opening up to the peace. To the peace that is my life. Love. I am opening up to the love. I am opening up to the love. I am opening up to the love that is my life. Opening, I am 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 opening to the good that is my life. Fun, I am opening up to the fun. I am opening up to the fun. I am opening up to the fun that is my life. Song, I am opening up to the song. I am opening up to the song. I am opening up to the song that is my life. Dance, I am opening up to the dance. I am opening up to the dance. I am opening up to the dance that is my life. Opening, I am 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 opening to the good that is my life. Opening, I am 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 opening to the good that is my life. To the good that is my life. To the good that is my life. Woo! You can't help but sing that and feel good about yourself, huh?
So yes, let that song go into your heart and open up to the good that is your life. Because there are so many things in your life that is good. And, maybe just take a moment to sit down and feel some gratitude for the life that you're living and for who you are and where you are and what's going on in your world, because there are so many things that you can be grateful for. Absolutely, for sure.
Absolutely. And actually, right below the video here is a link to the page that gives you a lot more details about the 4-week program that starts September 2nd. So please click that. And visit Pookie's new website at pookielee.com. It's POOKILEE.com. And I know it's still a work in progress, but after years of planning and being on a list, she finally put some things on the calendar and went live with it. Oh yeah, and we should mention here that we have an incentive for you to sign up for the 4-week program sooner rather than later. The final price is actually, or the retail price of this 4-week program, again, includes all that stuff, the partner, the Facebook, the weekly lessons, the live interaction with us and the other people taking the course. Full retail price is $247, but you can save $100 if you sign up by this Friday, by midnight at the end of the day on Friday, August 22nd. It'll be $147, which is a pretty mild investment considering all the benefits that how it can impact your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So click that link and go to it and sign up by Friday. That way you know that you're in. You've saved a little bit of money, and we look forward to inspiring you. Yes.
Absolutely, and we hope that we've already inspired you today.
Wow, I'm amazed because quite often we say we're going to do something for 30 minutes and it ends up being an hour. We can say it's an hour and it ends up being an hour and a half. It's actually, we're almost exactly at 45 minutes.
That's awesome!
We did it, baby!
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much for tuning in, whether you're watching live, whether you're watching the replay. Thank you so much. We truly hope that you live a joy-filled and creative life, and you start from that feeling within and then radiate that out and inspire the people that you interact with on a regular basis, because it's all about sharing the love, baby.
That's right, and don't forget, put it on your calendar!
That's right. All right, thanks, folks.
All right, bye for now.
Talk to you soon. So long. Bye.
Bye.